Welcome to the Computer Chronicles. I'm Stuart Chaffee, and with me today is Ken Lowe, Principal Microcomponents Analyst with DataQuest. And you specialize in this chip stuff, Ken. And first of all, show us the Intel Pentium chip.
Well, this is the latest generation of x86 compatible chips off the line for Intel. It comes off the line with 3.1 million transistors in it, compared to 1.2 million in the 46 generation.
Almost 3 times as many.
Almost 3 times as many. It comes out with 64-bit data bus versus a 32-bit data bus, twice as many data bits. And the performance is about 2x the 46 generation.
The question I have for you, Ken, is it worth my spending the money to go out and buy a Pentium PC now? Will I get enough return? Well,
it really depends. If you're using the type of software that is giving you performance constraints, you're waiting for it to update the screen, it'd be a good idea to take a look at a Pentium system. The premiums are only about $500 at the low end compared to a 46 high-end system. But at the same time, if you're thinking of on a whim, should we go out, upgrade the system, prepare for next generation, prices will probably get better next year, availability get more widespread, and I think we're looking at a widening of the available models as we move into the future.
Is this a different sort of competitive environment now? We hear about the Power PC coming out, the Alpha chip coming out. Is it no longer just an Intel world?
Well, it is true that in the next several years we're going to see increased competition from alternate architectures. However, there are issues with adopting a new architecture that takes you away from the current base of compatibility, which comes through the software that works with the architecture, and into a base of compatibility that uses the operating system to keep you away from the architecture.
So there might be a risk.
There might be a little bit of risk.
Okay, today we will look at several new Pentium-based PCs from Gateway, ALR, Compaq, Acer, AST, and Hewlett-Packard. We're going to start with a visit to the Intel labs in Santa Clara, California, to see where the chips are made and to get a first look at their processing power.
The Pentium processor is fast. In fact, it's over twice as fast as the fastest 486. Graphics-related computational intensive tasks are where the difference really shows. The reason for all this speed is the Pentium superscalar architecture. It has 2 integer units on one chip, allowing software instructions to flow down 2 pipelines at one time. This chip-level parallel processing is combined with a branch prediction unit.
That branch prediction unit allows the chip to guess ahead of time what the software is going to do. And it turns out the chip is so smart it guesses correctly about 80% of the time. So we get about a 25% performance speed up right there.
Manufacturing takes place in a clean room environment, utilizing 0.8 micron technology.
With the 486, we got 1.2 million transistors on a single piece of silicon. With the Pentium chip, we're using 3.1 million transistors. And so it really took a lot of work from a manufacturing standpoint to lay all those transistors down on a single piece of silicon and to be able to put it into high-volume manufacturing.
Orders for the Pentium are already outpacing Intel's sales projections. One reason for the early acceptance of Pentium in the marketplace is software compatibility.
There's been a lot of words said about our competitors and their RISC chips and their attempts to come after the mainstream personal computer market. But the bottom line is that they're starting from zero in terms of a software base, and they're trying to build up. And the Intel architecture and the Pentium chip runs all 50,000 of those software applications and runs it at full speed. So we don't really see the RISC chips as being much competition in terms of the mainstream personal computer market.
Multimedia users and application developers hungry for more power are natural market niches for the Pentium, in addition to single and multiprocessor servers. That customer base will expand as Intel continues to develop new versions of the Pentium.
Over time, we expect to be able to move the Pentium processor into the entire range of personal computing, and for that matter, all of computing, mainframes, handheld machines, you name it. And to do that, we'll have to do specialized versions of the Pentium chip. So there'll be versions that are very, very low power, aimed at portables. There'll be versions that are very powerful, aimed at servers. And there'll be a variety of different Pentium processors right at the mainstream, aimed at the personal computer market.
For the Computer Chronicles, I'm Jonelle Patterson.